Ni hao, ni men hao. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wayne Talks Real Estate. Today, we're diving into the latest REI NZ figures for October 2025. And this month delivers some of the strongest signs of renewed momentum that we've seen all year, from national sales to auctions, from Auckland's resurgence to regional standouts. Now, the message is clear. The market is warming up, and it's actually warming up faster than expected. If we now look at national sales at the rebound there, the market activity picked up sharply nationwide. 7,505 sales were made in October, an increase of 6.4% compared with the same month last year. If we exclude Auckland, the rest of New Zealand recorded more than 5,200 sales, and that was up 9.2% year on year. Now, this rise is not simply the spring seasonality coming through. Even after seasonal adjustments, most regions still displayed positive growth. So, in other words, buyers are returning and market confidence is finally improving. Now, if we look at some of the standout regional performers, we can look at Gisborne up 70.3%, West Coast up 51.7%, and Taranaki, the Naki, well done, is up 26%. Now, these markets typically respond quicker to sentimental shift, and as such, strong gains indicate a clear reduction in what has been the buyer hesitation. The nationwide median days to sell, that improved only slightly, 42 days down to 41 days. While Southland posted one of the most noticeable improvements, dropping from 44 days to 31 days, a clear sign of heightened buyer engagement in that region. Now, the prices, they hold steady overall while key regions tend to surge ahead. New Zealand national median price settled at $786,000, down 1.1% year on year. Excluding Auckland, the median price actually rose 0.6% to $710,000. So that reflects a market in stabilization mode, with several regions pulling ahead of the national trend. Auckland delivered the month's biggest headline. So the median sale price, $1,033,000. Annual change, a growth there, increasing by 3.6%. And the milestone there for Auckland is they are back above the $1 million mark for the first time since March. And this return to seven-figure territory signals renewed confidence among both buyers and sellers. So, other notable highlights, Queenstown Lakes, a record median of $1,590,000. West Coast, you were up 17.9% to a record $460,000. And 9 of the 16 regions recorded annual price increases. Now, the House Price Index, the HPI, reinforces this direction, with the national HPI up 0.3%. And strong annual gains in Southland, Bay of Plenty, and Canterbury. And again, these indicators suggest strengthening underlying value across multiple regions. If I now look at the listings and the inventory rise, sellers are returning to the market. New listings increased 5.5% year on year to 12,209 new listings, while nationwide inventory, that rose 3.9% to 33,588. Now, from my conversation with homeowners in spring, it's clear that seller confidence has lifted, supported by lower interest rates and increased buyer inquiry. Now, the trends worth noting include Auckland and Wellington have now recorded 21 consecutive months of inventory growth. West Coast has had 17 straight months of increases. Manawatu, Whanganui and Nelson have posted 7 consecutive months of decline. So there's a little difference sitting in there. Now, this combination of rising listings and tightening pockets show that the market is transitioning from a buyer-dominated environment towards a more balanced setting. Auction activity, well, that strengthens, and that is always a clear sign of rising confidence. Auctions continue to build momentum in October. A total of 1,310 properties sold under the hammer. Nationwide, that was 17.5% of all sales. Auckland, well, Auckland remains the country's auction leader. 674 auction properties were sold. That is 29.2% of Auckland transactions. So strong growth on both a year-on-year and a month-on-month basis. And after years in the Auckland auction rooms, I can say with confidence that auctions are one of the strongest indicators of market sentiment. And when the auction volumes rise, it means buyers are prepared to compete and that sellers trust the market. And you will see properties therefore selling faster, and the pricing is aligned with demand. And all four of these signs are present as I look at the October details. So regional highlights, if we just summarize those as we go through. Auckland sales rising, median price back over $1 million, and auction activity remains strong. So Auckland has clearly moved off its low point. Canterbury, well, it records its strongest October ever. This region continues to be one of the most consistent performers nationwide. Gisborne, West Coast, Taranaki, they had the largest increase in sales volumes in those regions, indicating that they may be becoming into the next phase of a catch-up market. Queenstown Lakes, another record medium price supported by high-end buyers and strong underlying demand. So in my final thoughts as we wrap all of that up for you, we're entering what I would call a warm and steady market phase. And here's how I'd simply summarize October. Sales are increasing. They're driven by improved confidence rather than seasonal factors. Prices stable overall with clear pockets of regional strength coming through. Listings and auctions are rising, showing renewed engagement from buyers and sellers. And the market is gradually moving towards a balanced and steady recovery. Now, if the interest rates continue easing into 2026, we may be entering an early stage of a moderate but hopefully sustainable recovery in New Zealand's housing market. So there we go. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Wayne Talks Real Estate. If you'd like more detail on a breakdown of activities in your suburb, or you're thinking you're selling and would like to know about selling strategies, absolutely. Give me a message, talk to me. And equally, I'd love to see some of our clients up in Shanghai when we're up there early in December at the Luxury Property Show. Thank you.